Yeah,
Go. Right, that's it. Nice hood. I love my hood.
excellent hood.
Yeah.
So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of The Tale of Two Wizards, where
Hmm.
your friendly neighborhood wizards get together and share stories and talk some stuff. Well, today we thought it would be appropriate to discuss the beloved source of all sources, aspects of this source of all things. Where do deities and gods come in? What do they really represent? What's the purpose of evolution? What are we striving for? What's the purpose of all of this? And so I think it will be interesting. We're also discovering, sharing notes and kind of confirming for each other what we've found. So I hope you find this discussion enjoyable and beneficial. Thank you, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome. I'm not sure where this will go, so I'm quite excited myself.
That's the beauty of it. We don't know what we're doing. We're just along for the ride. And so, hey, let's see what happens.
Hmm.
Okay, starting off, um, you know, it seems existence, the infinite existence, is a fractal. And so, no matter at what scale you observe it, it all looks the same.
Hmm.
It is this
True.
infinite complexity which is never ending.
Hmm.
Like every fractal, there seems to be points of emanation
Hmm.
where growth continues to occur following the same fundamental rules and constructs. So I like to use the linguistics of the Sufi, the beloved. And I suppose that is a beautiful description of this ineffable, unknowable mystery that is all. And so there are aspects of this primary source at appropriate locations across this infinite fractal that are prime creators of individual universes. They are aspects of the same beloved source, and yet they are separate. So they give rise to universes with different properties, different laws. And so then within those universes, we have representations of different aspects of source. It could be taking care of certain things, like the deities that we see in great abundance, especially in the Hindu culture. Blessing, healing, granting your heart's desire, wrath, warfare, and so on. So that's pretty much what I understand of this
Hmm.
mystery, the beloved source of all things.
I look at what we are. We did chakras last week. We're like the art chakra of the lands around us, but we also, of our galaxy, we're like a minor chakra of our galaxy. But out of all the universe, we are a micro chakra of the universe to show you how small we really are. But we are all connected to source. We are all prime creators, which is quite a magical thing. Yeah,
So a matter of scale seems to come in.
yeah.
The whole idea of large and small, near and far. Uh, at the end, it is all an illusion to make this infinite complexity and infinite variation possible. So we come all from the same thing,
Hmm,
no
exactly.
matter how we have been twisted or deceived, no matter what illusion or delusion we are operating under, no matter if we look at some scales of existence to be different from others, polarities of light and dark, and so on. But ultimately, we're all coming from the same source.
Hmm. Uh, I have had an experience about 20 years ago. I wanted to meet source. So while I was healing, I was in the zone. Thought, let's see source, and I must have astro traveled to the other side of the universe. And inside, what I could see, it was like an oil lamp, and it was like a purple oil lamp going up and down. And it was that powerful. I think I nearly fainted while I was healing. And that is my experience. I haven't said that. I don't think I've said that story before. But when we're powerful beings and we're in the zone and everything, don't you want to meet Source? Why not? But very,
Absolutely.
very powerful. And it's not an he or she. It's all things. We're all Source, to be honest. Yeah.
I've had an experience. Well, I can go back to the first breakthrough. Let's call it a liberation,
Yeah.
the mortal coil from dimensionality, from any particular single universe or a cluster of them, or in fact, the entire thing, the infinite fractal. So I don't know if it's my upbringing, being firstly exposed to the wisdom of the East, West Asia, and the Sufi. It's described as all things crying, they miss home. And so once you return home, you are overwhelmed with joy. That applied to my experience.
Mm.
Going through different levels or layers of separation, um, individualization, going back up this ladder of hierarchy, ultimately losing all form and becoming an orb of light, on the way seeing other orbs on their way back, and then finally joining this unimaginable beauty where the reason for all the questions goes away. You go there with all these questions. Rah, rah, rah. What is this and why is that? And what are we doing here? And who is that? And why did he or she say that? And then suddenly you're washed clean. The reason for asking is gone. It is so
Mm.
beautiful. Very frequently in this state, tears come. That profundity and peace and beauty and serenity and satisfaction and joy, it is home.
Mm.
And many find it difficult to return. I didn't want to come back. So, you know what? Screw this. I'm not leaving. And then, very gently, you are reminded that there is no separation.
Mm.
That is truly liberating when you see that it's all basically an illusion to facilitate that beloved source experiencing itself,
Yeah.
observing its own grandeur and glory. And once that is achieved, all fear goes away.
Mm.
You remember why you came down here to begin with. So, oh, it's actually fun. Now I know I can go back. Let's continue the fun. Let's continue the adventure. Let's see what this crazy dumpster fire, that is the 3D world, our Earth,
Mm.
has to offer. Maybe there are gems in the dumpster fire. Who knows? So, very, very interesting. Once you find your way back, returning becomes easier and easier.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I agree with that. I actually, my oldest aspect is a crystal source dragon. Right, I don't even know if it, yeah, well, we all source anyway. Crystal source dragon, like a rainbow dragon. And I asked her, because all the high vibrational beings tend to be feminine. I'm not surprised. And I asked her, how did Source create life? Now, I've never said this because I think it's politically not correct in certain aspects, but what she said was Source wanted to create life, but didn't know how to create life. So he sent all his different parts of his conscious to all the lands in the universe, all these lands. And he asked them to create consciousness. The first beings were crystal beings, actually. They were the first. And then it was crystal physical. And then it became physical, and it was the dragons. And he chose the 12 that were the best at it. that created the best. And all the others came back to him, and this is how Source was created. But obviously he needed souls, and I think I mentioned that last week where we were on a gold tree and the souls were like leaves on his tree, and they were just released into the universe to find life, to find physical. So they are the spiritual, the physical to join together. So
That is beautiful.
mm,
From what I have experienced, there is great truth to this, that it is not all predetermined.
mm,
There very much so seems to be a process of experimentation.
yeah.
Let's roll the dice and see what emerges.
Mm,
And so this seems to correspond with the experiment that is Earth.
yeah.
And so we have this unnatural abundance of difficulty
Mm,
where we get to face it and conquer it and evolve beyond it and become better for it. This isn't just true for the physical body, but also the energetic structure.
mm,
And so many, let's call them prime creators, are young.
mm,
There is a constant process of birth and death in all scales. And so the very young are still learning. They may create sublime, beautiful life that is not resilient. It cannot withstand variations in their natural habitat. And so that's one of the reasons that this experiment that has been running not just in our universe, but 23 others, as far as I know, in this format, meaning the matrix, the
mm,
holographic reality, just to expose um, living forms like humans to the conditions of adversity in a great unnatural concentration of adversity, speeding the process up. And the outcome of this, which is us right now, the mighty humans, are the outcome, the result of a multi billion year process. So
mm,
we will then be used as the seeding life in other universes where life doesn't exist. And we are resilient enough to not only adapt and survive, but to thrive. So, this story that you mentioned parallels this in perhaps earlier iterations or older universes where we have also, well, used the benefits of that wisdom in the form of crystalline life, elemental life, giving us a head start. So, what we are is quite unique, quite new.
mm,
It's the peak of creation and engineering in the entire cosmos. One of the reasons that humanity is looked upon with such great envy are codes. These are precious commodities, not just the genetic codes, but the energetic codes, our ability to remote view all existence,
mm,
to withstand terrible adversity, disease, and warfare, not just in the physical sense, but all dimensions, energetic senses. So, yes, starting earlier iterations of creation with crystals, with dragons, and then before physical life, 3D life, elemental life in the fifth dimension and fourth dimension, fire elementals, these guys are far more ancient than any physical life. So, yes, it seems that there is this process of optimization, experimentation, and then picking the best of the batch and using them.
mm,
My understanding and my humble experience is perfectly aligned with this process. It's not all predetermined.
mm. Definitely. The other thing that we're in at the moment, we're in a change on Earth, and this is during the Orion Wars. I love the way you call them the parasites. The parasitic race won Earth basically, and they entrapped a lot of souls here. So there's a soul entrapment. There's also the fallen ones on Earth still at the moment, and many, many years ago. I'm not even sure how long, probably 100,000, I don't know. There was an agreement with the Emerald Order. The Emerald Order are like second to Source, and they agreed to Source that they would rescue everyone on Earth. They would rescue the Earth, rescue the fallen ones, rescue lost souls. So they assigned a lot of ascended masters. And this is no ego that I was an ascended master before I got here. And I think you were as well, Amir. And we were in like a lands of the magic lands where magic was created, actually. And we all put our essence, our prime source energy into like a bowl as an agreement to come here to rescue Earth every way, lift the dark vibration, rescue the souls trapped in the soul entrapment, rescue the fallen ones. And we do this with love. We have got no bad animosity against the parasitic race here. We we try and not delete them, to be honest. We try and help them and bring them back to source because a lot of parasitic race have gone away from source. Yet they were at the end of the day they have been created by source. Yeah, you get
Even
that. Hmm?
frequently,
Hmm.
frequently, the
Hmm.
fact that many beings, and I would imagine with great abundance amongst our esteemed viewers, they're not here to evolve or ascend. And I like to tell them, hey, you've been here, you've done it, and you've got the t shirt. It's not a matter of evolution for you anymore. You're down here for a job.
Yeah.
And it seems that the specialists brought in are not always from this universe either.
Hmm.
Certain tasks are complex, and so they require specialist souls from the infinite fractal of existence. So, for example, massive energetic damage to the nervous system or the grid lines of our beautiful Mother Gaia. The level of damage and the loss of energy is so intense that then specialists are brought in, first of all, to feed the energy for the repair, and then in fact and in action, execute the repair. This is not something that an evolving soul has the capability to do. Dealing with the oceans, removing the trauma, collective trauma of humanity. Again, we've been in this, think of a washing machine going around and nothing's getting cleaner. Every now and again, somebody dips a glass of ink into the whole process. And so many wonderful souls are transmuting that. The
Hmm.
trauma is so heavy that their conscious mind is kept out of the loop. It'll break a human mind. We both have the honor of knowing such a wonderful being. So it's a wonderful mix. You talked about the fallen ones. You call them parasites. I call them the frickin' pirates. Because it seems that
Pirate
they're.
parasites. Hmm.
It seems to be the last um, 10 or 15 iterations of the experiment.
Hmm.
Physically, humanity was perfected. And yet, the creators and governors of the Matrix, the experiment, they wished to outdo themselves.
Hmm.
So they said, you know what? Let's toughen these little bastards up even further. So a call was sent out for the worst of the worst to join the party. And that, in fact, happened. Not just from neighboring galaxies or other galaxies in this universe, many from other universes. They heard the call. Lots of Draco are
Hmm.
examples of this.
Yeah.
The Anunnaki, who were almost going extinct, were among these, coming
Hmm.
in and finding this beautiful world and clueless humans. They said, oh my God, we've hit the jackpot, having no
They,
idea.
they had difficulty birthing, didn't they? They lost the ability to actually recreate themselves. Yeah.
You know,
So,
so the conditions for them entering were the same as for any other soul. You bring your physical and energetic codes to enhance the whole thing. You get a chance to play the game of dumbass, which humans are masters at. And through conquering adversity, you get to evolve as a soul. Oh, by the way, at the very end, the codes are shared with you as a graduating soul.
Mm.
And so now it seems, I love that our experience, our knowingness that we have independently downloaded is virtually identical. It
Mm.
seems that time is up.
There was this week a dark matrix fallen. We actually collapsed it. And that had billions of souls trapped in it, and it was in like a dream world. Mirrors and dream world. Basically a lot of the Atlanteans were stuck there. And the old system, I helped with David to collapse it, and there was a lot of beings helped to collapse that, and that is so much lifted the problems now. Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to David. Uh,
yeah,
nicely done, man.
yeah.
But point in fact, it seems that regular Joes and Jills, right, the humans that are unaware, are under control through technology.
Mhm.
The disadvantage is so incredibly unfair that if this stuff is left in place, there is no hope.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
People like us, though, we've got keys and codes that just say someone was possessed. We've got it inside us to force that being out. If it was if the dark ones decided to let off a giant volcano, say in America, we've got the power to stop it. If there was an alien invasion on Earth, we've got the power, without power to stop it. And people don't realize one master here can stop it. And that's why we're here, basically, to make sure they don't try and stop us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm.
There is a message of incredible hope for
Mm.
all humanity,
Yeah.
that there is this benevolent, beautiful, grand intention at the foundation of all this. And although we have gone through unimaginable trauma and hardship, it has benefited us.
Mm.
So, yes, there is, it seems that lack of ego applies to local prime creators,
Mm.
where they have the wisdom to say, oops, perhaps we messed up a little bit. Let's get help from the infinite fractal of existence. And so specialists
Mm.
come in, without whom this process would be a lot bloodier, much more aggressive. Now
Mm.
imagine you take down a matrix that has been imprisoning and extracting energy from souls for hundreds of millions of years. So that is a big clog in the path of the evolution of consciousness. Boom, that's gone. And so people will they will realize this increased ease, almost as if they can breathe easier.
Mm.
Another um, another fact or type of factual evidence related to this liberation relates to the new children coming in.
Yeah.
You see these little guys and girls coming in, and they are lit like you will not believe. As my day job now, I teach gifted children.
I when I was teaching, I saw a lot of diamond children. Yeah, a lot. They knew one of them knew the chakra system at 5. Come on, quite amazing. Yeah.
This is incredible, and it is a beautiful time to be alive.
Mm.
Right at the end of the Dark Ages, when the transition period is starting, being born in the Golden Age is boring. Where's the
Mm.
action at? This is where all the excitement is. So, everyone who is hearing my voice, okay, first of all, I bow to you in reverence. You are one awesome being. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to the tale of two wizards. Muhahaha.
I'll tell you one thing with this school. One of the person running it had asked me to help someone, and she was being controlled with implants. And I just had, and it was from Orion. So I just had a word 10 minutes after, cleared it all. Different person, completely different person. All the negativity had gone. And that's what we are here for. Yeah.
Absolutely. This, um, let's call it liberation. There's something that is taking life force and injecting poison.
Yeah.
As soon as these are removed, so they're either ascended or burnt, their choice. But then when the injection of poison is stopped and the person is no longer losing energy, they look different.
Mm.
People that have lived with them, they look at them and they say, "You look different in a good way."
Glow.
What's what?
They
Yeah,
glow, don't
what's
they? Yeah.
happened to you? You see it almost immediately.
Mm.
You can confirm this. You've been in
Yeah.
this business for a long time. The facial features almost change. The color of the skin, that aura, you can immediately perceive the liberation. So, yes, now going back to the point where we started off, the beloved source of all things.
Mm.
The way I see or perceive the human is like a tree. Let's call it the tree of life. The physical body is the trunk, the non-physical aspects are your branches, and then you have an equivalent and massive root system that connects you to the planet, the sentience of Earth.
Mm.
Now, anything that blocks the flow of light from your infinite soul and the beloved divine, this is basically parasitic. So those that are cut off from source look for a different food supply or energy supply. That is evolution. That is the purpose of it all. Getting all that connection back, the flow to be unobstructed and unimpeded, pulling light from the divine and your infinite soul through the vessel, anchoring it into the planet, healing and nourishing her. Then the physical body is absolutely the gift of our Mother Gaia. And so she does the same thing in return. You pull in energy, blessings, and healings from your root system into the Earth star, up through the vessel and into your branches, connecting heaven to earth. So the healthy human, which has all their faculties and abilities online, has two flows. You touched upon this, the two flows of energy, connecting heaven to earth and earth to heaven. And
Yeah.
so our symbiotic relationship with spirit and earth is the way it always was meant to be.
Mm. Lovely. That was quite lovely to listen to that. I should get a popcorn and watch this. What you said before about people change, I have got one example. It was unbelievable. It was on a live show with me and Deb. And this person had had something in her blood, which we cannot say on here or we get struck down because you're not allowed to say it. It's like Voldemort, isn't it? It's the Voldemort word. And she was grey, looked dead old and really sad. 10 minutes of uh, basically transmuting the old physical into the original physical. And she was golden. She was dancing. She was so happy. And that 10 minutes, all it took. But it's amazing what we can do as prime creators. We can do anything. We've got limited. The other one, just to show you how people can wake up, there was one in South America, and she was getting. She was part of a cult. She had ayahuasca for 5 years. The two people in charge, one was preyed on a voodoo god, and the other one played on possession. So it's quite a very, very dark cult. One of them was like a shaman, and I think it's praying to the voodoo god. It's not shaman; it's a bit different. So I gave her an angelic blessing overnight. Now she seemed very simple at first. She didn't articulate very well, The next morning, she was a prophet. She was connected to Mother God, and she was completely different. And she wasn't even bothered about them then. She'd opened up so much, and I was very worried. And that's how much you can do. We prime creators, we've got to realize we are. And once you get that spark and that opening, it's amazing to see people change. Yeah, amazing.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, just to emphasize the fact, we are all aspects of that beloved source of all things.
Mm,
And so we're a drop from the mighty ocean, but the mighty ocean in one drop. Size and scale is an illusion. So
mm,
all the properties of the beloved source is within us,
mm.
including
I
creation.
would go as far as to say we are source. We are source. Yeah.
That is the truth.
Having any human experience. Yeah.
That is the ultimate truth. And
Yeah.
so this very fundamental truth has been reflected in different ways by different cultures. And so they may call that beloved source of all things by different names
Mm,
and use different languages and rituals to sing the song of love and devotion to source slash to self. But it's all the same thing, and that's the path home. That is the ultimate truth. And I would like to spill the beans, or spill the tea. This is one of the laws of this universe that has been censored. Many of our esteemed audience have heard of the Hermetic laws of Hermes Trismegistus, or Ahura Mazda, or Thoth. Okay, first of all, Thoth is an AI. It is the being that governs the matrix. Every now and again, as part of its duty of maintenance, it causes extinction. The batch is ready, the next level is ready to roll out, so wiping out the old generation or iteration of humans to the
reset.
new
It's a
reset.
reset. Yeah. Yeah.
To the new ones, here comes Thoth and gives them the info. It seems in this iteration, some of the laws were censored. One of the laws that through great, I had to twist the guy's arm, light a fire under his bony ass to reveal it once again, but he did. And yes, it is a masculine. The law of liberty. The law of liberty states that if you reach out to the light, it will reach back. So is the law. Now, if you want to keep a population in slavery, you would put in intermediaries. Yes, you must pray to this and this being, and you can only do it in our fancy schmancy building. And oh, yes, you have to pay, right? And if you don't, we're going to burn you forever. Okay, that's setting the conditions for slavery. The law of liberty says no matter who you are, what you've done, that doesn't matter. You reach to the light, and it will reach right back. So you don't even need any esoteric or spiritual knowledge, just an open heart and call home. E.T. call home. Yeah.
You just let out a secret and no one knows. Well done. Well done. That has made me laugh actually. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? It is ours. It is
Mm.
our birthright. All right, keep going on. Mighty humans, mighty humans. This is real, boys and girls.
My aspect is Hermes, by the way. My
Hermes,
ascended master. Yeah.
why? Why, dude? Why?
No, it's different what you say. He was in charge of Atlantis. I'm quite amazed that you told about Thoth. That's quite amazing. So well done.
You know, so
Mm,
be it. Um,
mm,
we haven't become the uh, authors of the Tale of Two Wizards because we are shy or
mm.
that we are afraid.
It's making me laugh actually. I'm not allowed to say that. Why are you allowed to say it? But well done. Yeah. Tell the truth. Yeah. Good.
So be it, and may there be great benefit But something else, again, that matter of divine timing. This perhaps is the moment that it was meant to be released with you present here,
Mm. Well,
healing.
people say Thoth created the emerald tablets. It was Hermes. Hermes created the emerald tablets. Thoth
But
just got the credit, that's all, because he's an
but
AI.
they're the
Yeah,
same entity.
yeah.
Hermes, Thoth, Ahura Mazda, the same being.
Mm,
First, when I dealt with this being, I was put off.
mm,
Very, very, very dry. It's like having a conversation with a vending machine.
mm,
And the interaction was beneficial, without a doubt. Thoth reminded me of my dragon aspect, fire of the mighty dragon, and oh yeah, by the way, it's going to hurt like hell. And I said, so be it, which all came to pass, but I was undecided. There's so much stuff about, let's say, the betrayal of the Ayani massacre, and how
mm.
Thoth messed up. But there's always two sides to the story. This is going to probably rub people off the wrong way, but again, we are
Why not?
so be it. This
Mm,
is not something that I have read. It is my observation of the Akashic records, and it is my honest presentation. I'm not even trying to process it. What I saw, I'll tell. You make up your mind. The Ayani were visitors landing in current day Hawaii. At that time, the Atlantean Empire was at the height of its power and host to many visitors. So the Ayani come in, we are ascended masters, and we are going to fix everything. Well, the Atlanteans sent one of their most revered and honored and esteemed grand masters to the Ayani with gifts. Hey, welcome to Earth. Like many, many others, you are welcome to live and thrive in harmony. We respect you, your ways, but you must live in harmony. Well, they stripped the old man and burned his flesh, sent him back to the Atlantean Council, and said, we are coming for you. This is a declaration of war. Guess what the Atlanteans did? Wiped them out. That is the Ayani massacre. The
mm.
Ayani were not these faultless ascended masters. They entered somebody else's home the wrong way. And
The,
so
the,
that was,
the thing with the Atlanteans, the Crystal Cave Library, we had technology we never used. We didn't need to use it. It was old ways. So Mashkin would have been quite easily. It would have
oh
been,
yeah, oh
yeah.
yeah. And so there's all this stuff, oh, the poor Ayani, this and that. Well, it seems they got what was coming to them,
Mm,
right? And this is going to be very controversial. And I say, so be it. I say, who cares what went down 30,000 years ago, 25,000 years ago? Often, this type of knowledge is used as a shock and awe weapon by the
mm,
darkness. Look at all our wisdom, look at all our technology. Well, the answer is I am connected to source. Come at me. Let's
exactly.
see. So that connection to source seems to be the end all and be all for the spiritual seeker, for the liberated human, for the ascended master, for us source beings, all the same.
Mm, That's a good story, that. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing what Atlanteans could do. He had knowledge, everything in that library. Everything. Yeah, quite amazing.
But you see, we are their descendants. Their brilliance is our brilliance.
Mm.
Uh, they were not faced with the same conditions that we face.
I'm trying to think it. I'm thinking out loud here for change. I've always known that my ascended master was Hermes. but you're saying Hermes and Thoth are the same way. I think they used to join together to create life, so they lived longer, but they also had a separation. So I'm trying to work that one out. Did we separate? Any
Parallel
ideas? Hmm?
parallel computing,
Mm.
same level of capability in near infinite replications,
The good, the bad.
all of it.
That's it. Yeah, I get that now. These got to be yin yang, haven't they? Yeah.
Way you were one of the beings that had a hand in its architecture, in its
Mm.
design and creation.
Yeah.
And then we handed it to the governors of the universal matrix, the mantids. You
Mm.
know what? They've done a good job. However, I've run into little factions of these guys who have gone rogue, like more than once. Usually it's when, talking about ascended masters and specialists coming into this universe to fix a problem. Oh boy, these guys lose their mind. They
Mm.
see the codes and the technology and they go cuckoo. They say, oh my God, we want some of that, to such a degree that they disobey their central governing body, their council. They form little factions, go hide probably like in the upper quadrant of the 11th dimension, cloak themselves, and then start messing with these specialists, stealing their codes. It's like, Gollum from Lord of the Rings, the precious. They love these codes. Like,
I've got your cough.
oh, oh dear.
uh, yeah, I get that. That's funny. It made me laugh. Wow. Oh, what I've noticed this year the gods are coming to Earth. I see them now on Earth, where I used to have to go to them. They're now coming on Earth, which shows you how vibration is changing. Yeah,
Can we talk about these gods?
yeah,
Let's make a soft landing for them. Let's
okay.
introduce them to the modern day human.
Hmm.
Who are these guys? Are they also on their own path of evolution? Um, do they also benefit from interacting with humanity? Have some of them gone bad? So these are some of the things that would be worth knowing, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, look, Ganesh was the one who helped me take down the Dark Matrix. So that was good. Yeah. She had like loads of trunks actually. It's kind of weird. It's insanely weird when I connected. But she gave me the downloads to help. So yeah.
Beneficial,
Yeah.
highly joyful energy
Mm.
with a Ganapati or elephantine body. Well, the king or queen of the Ghana, the fire elementals. Pure joy and wisdom, usually dances when they appear.
They say he's an he. I thought she was a she actually. But for success, she gave me the downloads of success. Yeah, so it was good.
I love these beings that are represented in the Hindu culture.
Yeah,
They are, first of all, they are mm, keepers of wisdom from the time of Atlantis.
yeah.
For some wonky reason, they never lost it. While everybody else got wiped out and decimated, these guys seem to have been able to keep quite a lot of that knowledge. Um, so they are representing certain intelligent energies,
Mm.
I'd like to call properties of that beloved source. So Ganesha is the representation of this energy. When higher consciousness takes control over the lower instincts and base nature, all obstacles are removed.
Mm.
But
Definitely.
being Atlantean knowledge, this is represented also in the statue of the Sphinx, the human head and the animal body. Same principle. Another one of the keys to evolution, where higher faculties are in control and you have conquered your shortcomings and base nature, all obstacles are removed. In fact, that's the
mm,
definition of being human. Anything
mm.
less than that, you're part of the animal kingdom.
So Sophie actually healed my broken ankle with dance. Not bad, eh? Well, what was the weirdest scenario I've never? This is probably the weirdest I've ever seen. I connected with Kalima and Sophia, and they ended up having a chat with each other. It's as though I wasn't even there. They were. It was like two old women having a chat about, two mother gods having a chat about old times. It was quite
Yep.
surreal. Yeah, quite surreal.
Kali Ma being the representation of divine wrath and justice, the
Yeah,
energy of a mother who gets angry and says, "You do not mess with my children."
rebirth into it as well. Yeah.
Oh, she'll rebirth you all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Always nice about it either. Like, oh, you.
Mm, yeah,
Wow.
definitely. Mm.
So these gods, some of them are tricksters.
Uh,
Like there's, for example, Norse mythology, Loki, trickster
mm,
god. The guy's got a twisted sense of humor and is a cause of trouble for humans and his kin, other quote unquote deities alike.
mm.
Is there a way to identify them, perhaps? Say, okay,
I'm
you're
sure the energy. I'm sure if you're into energy, you would find it. I know they can they can pretend to be source themselves, or even like Archangel Michael. And unless you are programmed in your mind, oh my God, I've just seen Michael. What you see with your eyes doesn't mean what you feel with your art. Yeah, it's got to be feel with the art.
and so some of these beings, namely the Anunnaki, have pretended to be gods for so long.
Mm.
I think that is quite narcissistic.
Ego into egoistical. Yeah.
You know, like, give me a break. You're only one dimension more evolved than the physical body.
Mm.
An awakened human is infinitely more capable of the most advanced Anunnaki.
Mm.
And that, if you do it right, happens with 4 months of meditation.
Mm.
So they're 4 months meditation ahead of us. And then they come and say, oh, we are the gods, we are this and that. There's something wrong with these guys. Perhaps there was a wisdom in them not being able to reproduce. The universe was
Well,
sending a message.
what one changed themselves into Poseidon, like an aqua being that shone light. And I said, wrong image as I put my sword through
Oops, somebody didn't do their homework.
him. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Mm.
Seeing the pinnacle of creation and technology and engineering and management coming to graduation, the mighty human, by the way, and being part of the beings that are rolling out the old.
I love the way people are waking up. It's loads waking up now. Every time they give us a law that just doesn't seem right, people are waking up. So like our lead, Starmer, I'll call him. He's giving all these horrible, unbeneficial rules, like to the pensioners and stuff like that. People are waking up to it. More waking up. So I love that. Yeah. And I won't be political in America, but Kennedy sorting the food out there will be good. Be excellent. Yeah.
So we set the offer, sent out the offer to our wonderful audience if they have any questions. So I've got two, I believe.
I've got one thing here that I want to show you before we go into that.
Oh, yes, please, let's do it.
Another story of mine. My wife died in 2014, and I was lost. And I went as I told you, I did a lot of gambling because I went in an addiction sort of area, and I met Sophie, you know about. And while I was sleeping in 2019, I got a message. I was actually flying in the clouds, and the clouds went all dark red, and Source connected to me, and it was like the clouds were speaking. And shall I show you the message you sent? Because I phoned her up at 3 a.m. and I said, write this down because I'll forget it. And that's the message. Can you see it?
There we go.
So I'll read it. I have a message I need to share. This information is from Source. We have been expecting a new frequency to come to Earth since 2005. This was prevented by the dark energies on Earth. There's a low frequency negative energy on Mother Earth. This is all implanted in humans. This not only controls human minds, but it also gives human negativity ideas and negative mindsets and false self beliefs. I have been told that all light workers have been scattered over the planet deliberately like a spider's web to bring the new energy frequencies to our earth. This can be done during your healing meditation, channeling, intent, or when you are in your vortex. Think of the earth and the core of the earth. Imagine a white light that is the new energy going all around earth and direct the energy to the core of earth. The new energy is already out there and has been trying to reach us. We just need to bring it to the Earth's core. The magnetic field will circulate it around the Earth. The key is to get the new energy to the core of Earth. Love and blessings. Please spread the message. There you go. And when I had that and I came back, I was on an high for weeks. I felt like I was on cloud nine. Yeah. So that's why I'm on this path at the moment. I remembered who I was. I remembered what my job was. So, yeah.
All our jobs, starting with the specialists, but then coming in with everyone.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
light in, anchoring it in the earth, and then connecting earth to heaven also. Oh, beautifully put. I've got nothing to add. It's perfect.
Mm. But that's what Source told me. And I knew I'd forget, so I had to phone someone up and say, just write this down quick. So, so the message is
So let's see if I can find. Oh, yes, here we go. So, from our wonderful, wonderful um, friend, Don't Comply to War. Can chakras on other dimensions be harvested as well? What's the benefits or disadvantages of dissolving your chakras in the body and being very gracious and kind to us both? So, thank you. Initially, I just said that we're going to discuss it. Chakras, higher dimensional chakras being harvested. I've seen this in forms of injuries. So imagine somebody throws a spear at you, or an arrow, or an axe, blocking the path of light. But certain uh, types of vibration are incompatible with certain beings. So a being that is restricted to the sixth dimension and below cannot use 12th dimensional energy. It is too light for them. It'll pass through them as if they are a net and the mist flies through it. The vast majority happens in the fourth dimension and physical dimension. So your dream time and physical body, the elements inside the vessel. By clearing the chakras, we don't mean that you are no longer able to emanate and embody that particular type of energy. What is meant by this is removing the USB ports where harvesting your energy is possible through it, healing it, sealing it, and then strengthening your energetic boundaries or shields so that nothing can feed on you or steal energy from you. So that's my understanding of this one.
what was the question again?
So Can chakras on higher dimensions be harvested as well? And what's the benefits or, let's say, disadvantages of dissolving your chakras in the body?
If you dissolved your chakras in the body, you wouldn't have the energy to run your body. So you can't really dissolve them, get rid of them all. You've got to use them. It's just as you say, they probably need repairing. You need them. So they run like a motor. I look at them like a figure of eight running through the body. Uh, can do that in meditation. You just, if you brought the higher energies in, it would probably take out the clutter that's stopping them anyway. But obviously, as you say, it's if they're being partly blocked, that energy is going somewhere, and you've just got to get rid of the connection. The higher the chakras you go, the less likely they'll be affected. Yeah, too high for them. They don't really want high energies. They want low density energies, don't they? Yeah.
And they'll do anything to pull down your vibrations so that the energy is
Yeah.
palatable.
Mm. Yeah.
Brilliant, 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 brilliant. So let's see. We had another wonderful question. I think it's one of our wonderful viewers, and I believe they might be from Japan. Let's see. Oh, yo, so many comments. I got to write these down next time. So I can't find the comment itself, but I remember this wonderful viewer was talking about the creation myths, perhaps in the Japanese culture, most certainly in East Asia,
Yeah.
talking about the firmament and the planets being molten and not ready, the involvement of dragons. To come think about it, we quite naturally talked about this at the beginning, with the dragons being selected, the 12 of them,
Yeah.
uh, prototypes of life. So, would you like to just address that, the early stages of
What,
Earth?
the firmament. Are we in a ball? Or are we on a land? Is that what we're going into?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, let's not go there.
Yeah, that is very political. I know the answer, but I know a lot of people don't know the answer, so I can't.
Let's not even
Yeah.
go there.
Have you ever noticed when I go on another place I call lands? Have you noticed that? I don't actually say planet, I say lands. So, okay. What's the question again?
So,
Dragons are one of the oldest physical beings, big beings, I'll say. And the dragons on the last AI reboot, I'll call it, and they flooded the earth and they took down all the trees, all the big trees. The dragons used to live on the trees. A lot of the dragons either were fossilized sort of thing, made into concrete. Yeah, you can still see them now. You can if you Googled places that look like dragons, you'll get some massive ones that are miles long. Some of them went to in Earth, and some of them went home. Went to the is a dragon is lands of the dragons. They went home. Yeah,
some of the goofy ones stayed behind because they
mm.
were having way too much fun. They said,
There's
"Uh-oh,
some
we're not."
there's some still here now, but you hardly see them. And some in 4D, aren't they? Are you a dragon?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
You shall know them through their goofiness.
I'm part of the warrior dragon clan. So yeah,
Ay, ay, ay. What a wonderful land. Yes, let's call it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Have we
so
answered that? Have we answered? I have got a few. I'm going to read the questions in a minute. Have we answered her answer?
I
What did she
think
mean by firmament? Did she mean what's above
when
us?
the surface was still molten, way too hot for physical life. So you mentioned the birth of crystalline beings, and then also as it was way too hot for physical life, before even the crystalline life forms came in, there was the energetic
The fire
elemental.
ones, fire elementals. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you just confirmed a whole lot for me. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
So let's see what our wonderful audience have thrown your way.
Right, this is question one. What does it mean if we are taken into a tunnel with light at the end? Begin to walk towards the light opening, but then the tunnel closes up and you never get to reach the light.
Okay, so this could happen in different contexts, situations. Is it a near-death experience? Is it in meditation? Is it just a thought that comes in? Is it a dream? Many people that have had near-death experiences do experience this tunnel. So if that's the situation, you are not ready to go. You had more stuff to do. They just sent you back. Okay, it's too early. Gave you a little jolt and back in the body. By the way, that's a very painful process. If it's another condition, you may have been kind of partly going through a portal. And then for some reason or another, the portal might have collapsed. Or you
Mm.
just remembered you forgot your favorite pocket watch and said, oh, you're not again. I need my pocket
Or,
watch. And
or you panicked.
oh, you said, oh dear, what the F is going on? I don't want to be
Yeah.
here. And back into the body you went.
Mm. My mum was dying with cancer. She had 6 hours to live. And I was in the room on my own and she died on me. And I was so angry in my soul. And brain anger and soul anger are completely different. It's a different end. And I put my hand to her third eye, and next minute, a big white flash. And I mean, when you see a white flash, spiritual people might get this. Every part of that room was white. It wasn't any shadow. It was big white flash. And I was in the tunnel and I was hovering over my mum going to the white light. It was three gargoyle beings there showing a light. So I told them to F off, like you do, chased them back up to the tunnel. Yeah, chased them to where the light. So God knows what. We got back, sorry, we haven't got her. Next minute, I took her back, big white flash again. I was back in the room. And I remember she sat up, her eyes were going in circles. And all of a sudden, breath was just coming out as well. She was getting rid of the death energy out of her. Yeah, so all the death energy was coming out. I shouted to my wife to come in. She opened the door, got blasted by the room because obviously that room energy was not our normal room energy, and she got blasted 3 yards back. And then she started breathing again. Now, that could be the white light, and it just ended like you said. But remember, these false white lights, these false lights. You've got. What did you feel when you woke up from that? Did you feel good? Or did you feel not so good? And that depends because it could be a fake portal or a fake light. Yeah, yeah.
Part of the freaking pirates harvest.
Recycling. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A
So
lot of that's
yes,
gone down. A lot of that's gone down now, so that's good.
yes, it has. Good news
Yeah.
for everybody. A lot of that unnecessary, harmful pirate stuff has been rolled offline
Mm. Some
permanently.
another message. How do we book a session with either of you? So I'll have to, to give you the message on that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
mm, with myself, you can go to my website,
Mm.
wizardofwivenhoe.co.uk, and I'm going to do like the little Disney thingy. And so it would be an honor to work with each and every one of you.
Yeah.
Philip,
And me just PM me on Facebook. I'll be fine. Yeah. And the next question off Libby. This is more difficult because people don't realize once you trans to the other world, it's very hard to. Do I have any messages from other side, please, especially my grandmother and granddaddy? Thank you if you have time. That's Libby Taylor Sewer. And can you feel you get into your heart and find any?
it seems they loved to dance. What I'm getting is ballroom, and they're dancing and they are happy. Let them be. They're in a good place. Don't be worried.
Yeah.
They're having a wonderful time.
I get I've actually ascended, so they must be in some dancing dream. And they are together, yeah. Doesn't normally happen like that, but they are
No,
saying
no, usually
no.
you kind of you avoid your exes in the afterlife.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah,
no,
they're happy. So that's all I need. And they're happy for you. And what I'm being told, don't take this life that seriously. Uh, just free yourself. There you go. Mm. New messages now.
this is
Is
not
it?
always possible though.
Mm,
These wonderful people, I like what you described the process as. They've ascended. I agree. There
yeah.
is no heaviness. There is nothing to shed. No trauma. Nothing. None of that kind of thing. It seems
Mm,
that they were wonderful people, kind people, with a light heart. And so, if you're still alive and they've already ascended, this is just confirmation. It hasn't been too long since their passing out of the mortal coil and being already ascended in that state of bliss and joy. It means they were wonderful people. Don't be
mm.
concerned. They're okay.
I'm getting a message. It still visit you, so that's okay. Yeah, so, is it anything else? Is that it?
Well, let's see. What to manifest this time?
I was thinking if we use that Himalayan bowl to bring in source energy to everyone who's watching.
You got to stop doing that, man. Stop reading my mind. Although I'm cool with it. It's just every time when I'm thinking of something, you say it, which is quite an amazing experience.
Mm,
Yes, reminding our wonderful audience of the most fundamental truth that separation does not exist. Just reminding them, removing anything that is a distortion or an impedance towards the free and uninterrupted flow of light and consciousness between the two things that are one and the same, the beloved source of all sources, and that shard of source that animates you as a human.
mm. What I was going to say, everyone, never get angry. Yeah, get sympathy, but enjoy this life and stay in your power. Stay in your power. Yeah, the worst thing that someone can do to you, is it that bad? Just send them love back because they're teaching you what not to be. Yeah. Okay. So we do a bit.
Let's
Okay.
do a bit. Yeah.
This is source energy, so ground yourself after with water. That was good, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
If you didn't do it right, just watch the replay, and this time when that energy comes out, send it to if you need any even, because that's high vibe in it. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Are we actually getting better or are we getting better? I think we
I
should
think we're
continue.
getting where we continue. Next week, maybe geometric shapes and also the word. You know, when you do this and stuff like that, and Reiki and stuff like that, setting
Yeah.
power into symbols, because that sometimes when I do subjects that I'm not 100% on, I like to study it a little bit, and I get channeled info over the week, so I learn. I learn just as you learn. Yeah,
Wonderful. We're all learning together, or let's say remembering together.
yeah.
because we've
Yeah.
all been there, done that, and we've all got the T-shirt. We're just kind of remember. This is revision, revision before the glorious, let's say, awakening.
But when I was at school, I would never pray. And someone said, why don't you pray? And I said, because I'm praying to myself. And I never understood that. But if you think about it, we are prime creators. We are all one, just having
Well,
separate experiences.
prayer is the greatest expression of self-love.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
beloved source, I love me, because there is no me. There is only you.
Mm.
So yes. Oh, am I spilling the beans again? Oops. Oops, I did it again.
Well, it's a bit like, please let me win lots of money. Hold on. You're the one who creates this. So manifest it inside. Don't ask outside. It's inside that you should be asking. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That
I'm
was
going to
deep. That
go.
was pretty deep, that one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm going to now go run in a very, very small circle, really, really fast, just to burn off some of this energy.
Well, I'm going to someone's house to clear some spirits, so I think I'm in the zone for that.
I think you got enough oomph, enough horsepower to, yes,
Yeah.
kick some butt. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And so wonderful and beautiful soul family, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. It's all for you. We honor you and we thank you.
Thank you,
Next
everyone.
week, next week, same time. And please write questions for us. We would love to hear from you. So please bless us and grace us with your questions.
Yeah. And if we haven't replied to any questions from last week, we might have missed them. So just ask them again. So you can ask them on this Zoom or you can ask them on the Facebook. Okay.
Well,
Thank you.
have a wonderful evening, my friend.
And you. Thank you
Take
very
care.
much.
All the very
Bye.
best to you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye then.
Bye.
Bye.